Children are like sponges. No, not like SpongeBob. They're like sponges because they absorb everything they see and hear from us, good or bad, because they look up to us as role models. As parents, we are their pillars of emotional support. However, kids aren't mind readers. They usually take our words at face value because they are unable to interpret deeper meanings behind our words. Therefore, when we unintentionally say something that sounds hurtful, it can affect them much deeper than we think. The purpose of this video is to raise awareness on certain phrases parents should never say to their children and how we can communicate our thoughts better to our little ones. Before we dive into that, do give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more parenting videos like this. Children may be mini adults, but they have big emotions. Sometimes when your kids are being naughty or misbehaving, you might have a few words with them, sure. However, the last thing you want to do is say really hurtful things directed at them personally instead of correcting their behavior. Children don't necessarily understand that you're trying to teach them what type of behavior is appropriate or not. All they will hear is exactly what you said, and they'll take it personally and feel emotionally devastated. Yes, we're not exaggerating, but you might be exaggerating if you say any of these next 10 hurtful phrases that parents might sometimes unintentionally say to their kids. Hurtful phrase number 1. I wish you were never born. Oh my gosh, this phrase might just be the most devastating thing a parent can say to their child. It could even be so hurtful that it becomes embedded in their minds for the rest of their lives. Can you imagine living your entire life knowing that your parents wished that you were never born? Hurtful phrase number 2. You're stupid. Telling a child they are stupid is no way to motivate them to become better, but instead it's a definite way to instill insecurities within them. It is a direct attack on their self-esteem. Hurtful phrase number 3. You were an accident. It's the same as wishing your child never existed, but worse, this statement will make them feel like they're worthless and never wanted in the first place. Hurtful phrase number 4. Why can't you do anything right? This is an accusatory statement that's often said without ill intention, usually because we are frustrated with their upteenth mistakes, but children will interpret it as I am useless, which is really saddening for them. Hurtful phrase number 5. What's wrong with you? A question like this is an emotional trigger in disguise. It will make them question themselves when in fact there's nothing wrong with them except the problem at hand. Hurtful phrase number 6. You're lazy. This might come as a surprise, but labeling your children as lazy will actually make them even lazier. Children take whatever that's directed at them and form a self-identity around it. Hurtful phrase number 7. You're so dramatic. The reason why children behave dramatically is because they are trying to express themselves. Phrases like this will make them hesitant to open up to their parents in the future. Hurtful phrase number 8. You are such a disappointment. Children mess up most of the time, but that doesn't mean that they are a disappointment. They can feel intensely pressured upon hearing this phrase from their parents. Hurtful phrase number 9. Why can't you be more like your sibling? Most parents aren't aware that sibling rivalry is really damaging to children. Sibling comparisons devalue a child's self-worth and abilities. Hurtful phrase number 10. You should be ashamed. Children do feel shame, but over-exaggerating it is definitely not needed. Parents should focus on the behaviors they want to change instead of attacking their children's emotions. Shaming them, especially in public, is like pouring salt on their wounds. They already know they've made a mistake. Clinical psychologist Melanie Greenberg said that labeling and devaluing your children is harmful because your children will internalize these negative labels and doubt their self-worth. This becomes a barrier to a healthy emotional life when they grow up. Luckily, there are ways you can prevent yourself from inflicting emotional damage upon your children. Before reacting to anything, stop for a moment and take a deep breath. It's human nature to react immediately in the heat of the moment, but this is a recipe for choice words that usually aren't meant to be said out loud, especially not directly to your kids. When you're facing a high-tension situation with your children, it's best to calm yourself down and collect your thoughts before saying anything. If you find calming yourself down challenging while in the middle of the situation, you can try solving the problem with actions instead of words. By action, we don't mean being physically aggressive with your children, but rather removing yourself physically from the tense situation. You can take however long you need. The key is to first let yourself and your children calm down before any words are exchanged. If you care deeply about how your actions and speech can impact the emotional well-being of your children, then you'll have to learn how to become more self-aware of your thoughts and words. The words we speak sometimes carry a meaning that may be a little bit hurtful to our children. We might think it's normal to say it, but not for our kids. So always think twice about how your children will perceive what you say and their possible feelings towards your statements. Last but not least, always keep in mind when disciplining to focus on your children's actions or behaviors and not putting them down as individuals. Your children are not at fault. They are young and immature. In fact, they rely on you as their pillar of support in almost everything. You should only tackle their behavioral problems and never make comments about them personally. Hurtful comments, such as the 10 that we've covered in this video, can leave a real scar on their hearts. You can't imagine yourself ever hurting your children physically, so take special care not to hurt them emotionally as well. Yes, we are all human. Sometimes we say hurtful things when we are upset. When we do this with other adults, sometimes we expect them to understand. However, always remember that your kids are innocent and they aren't aware of the emotional intricacies that we as adults are used to. Hurtful words hurt, and the wound can go really deep and even resurface for the rest of their lives. So keep this in mind and always be mindful of the words you say. What's your best method of calming down? How do you make sure you don't accidentally say something hurtful to your child? Share with us your thoughts and tips in the comment section below. And before you go, be sure to share this video with your friends and family so they can also understand the importance of being careful of what we say to our children. See you in the next video!